Donald Trump says when reelected president, he's going to investigate NBC and MSNBC. And also Karl Rove, Republican strategist, actually says the quiet part out loud. Quite fascinating. Let's put him up full mass. Never surrender. Mr. Never Surrender, former President Donald Trump, spent his Sunday night on Truth Social raging at NBC News and MSNBC and pledging to have them investigated for country threatening treason. Country threatening treason, as if there's another type of treason. Before and after leaving office, Trump has often criticized media outlets as the enemy of the people, even those who do not provide him favorable coverage. Now, as the former president faces 4 criminal indictments, his rhetoric regarding unfriendly press has turned into threats. Using his Truth Social media platform, Trump threatened to have Comcast, the parent company of NBC News, and MSNBC investigated for threatening treason, while claiming they are not entitled to use the very valuable airwaves of the USA for free. They are almost all dishonest and corrupt, he says. But Comcast, with its one-side and vicious coverage by NBC News, and in particular MSNBC, often and correctly referred to as MSDNC, Democratic National Committee, should be investigated for its country-threatening treason. The Republican presidential frontrunner wrote to his followers on Sunday. He then criticized the 2 news organizations for investigating whether Russia influenced the 2016 election during the start of his first term in office, claiming it was a big campaign contribution to the Democrats. Here we go. Why is this happening? Well, because they allowed it. Donald Trump has created a significant strategy here, but it started years ago. He doesn't have to attack the message. He doesn't have to respond to evidence. He doesn't have to respond to his own rhetoric on the record. He just has to say, the media is bad, I am good. The media is corrupt, I am not. The media committed treason, not I. Donald Trump's code is not difficult to understand. Basically, whatever he is, he will say the other person is. So he's actually a person who is guilty of treason. So what does he do? He says, no, it's actually Comcast, NBC, MSNBC, those guys. There's more. Quote, I say up front, openly and proudly, that when I win the presidency of the United States, they and others of the lame stream media will be thoroughly scrutinized for their knowingly dishonest and corrupt coverage of people, things, and events. Trump added, why should NBC or any other of the corrupt and dishonest media companies be entitled to use the very valuable airwaves of the USA free? They are a true threat to democracy and are in fact the enemy of the people. The fake news media should pay a high price for what they have done to our once great country, he concluded. Despite his legal troubles, Trump's chances of being reelected are possible as he holds a dominating lead over the Republican primary field and is ahead of President Joe Biden in recent polls. So that's one element, okay? Donald Trump is simply rebranding himself as the anti-establishment guy. That's all. So all of the conjecture, all of the rhetoric, all of the extreme language, and frankly, extreme behavior is rooted in that one constant, that he is not like everybody else. And the more adverse he is to normative government structure, politics as usual, or the gatekeepers of his political class. He will seem attractive to many people because they don't really care about ideology. There is no Republican Party in the sense of actual ideals or value. It's just Trump now. That's all you have. Republicans are afraid to actually talk about policy because they don't know what Trump is going to say. And because they have no idea what Trump is going to say, they either have to pass the test by being for Trump or against Trump, and that becomes your entry or exit inside or outside of the Republican Party. Karl Rove, all right, old school Republican, still just a regular ass Republican. He was posed a question on Fox News, and I think his answer may have shocked them. Here it is.
Generally seen that Republicans get blamed for these shutdowns.
Well, generally because Republicans are responsible for the shutdown. They seem to eagerly want it. So yeah, there's a reason why they get blamed. And look, the American people demand that their government try and run itself in an appropriate fashion. And the fact that the biggest financial and business enterprise in the world, the U.S. government, cannot pass a budget in time and then ends up shutting itself down over things that are on the margin. I mean, we're talking about the difference between this and that. And the Republicans are going to be shoot themselves in the foot in the run up to the 2024 election if they continue to think that shutdowns are a great way to put themselves in front of the American people.
Wow. The largest employer of African Americans is the federal government. I want you to think about who loses when they decide to shut down the government. Karl Rove, this is an insane moment for most of us. I'm in the twilight zone. I'm actually agreeing with Karl Rove on Fox News, who's telling the truth about Republicans. Here's the other truth. Extremists like Matt Gaetz, Lauren Boebert, and others inside of the Republican regime, they have hijacked the party. They always knew they were going to do this to McCarthy. McCarthy only became elected because he decided to play ball with the extremists. And they changed the rules, which allows them to basically take him out of power when they want to. And they're exercising that default that was fixed into his election. McCarthy is no leader. He did not become speaker because he leads. He became speaker because he does not. And this is the natural permeation of that reality. All right. We will update as it comes. Unfortunately, a lot of people may be harmed in the shutdown by then if it happens.